Hello friends and welcome back to the lecture series. In this lecture we are going to discuss about interfaces in Java. So what are interfaces? Interfaces are certain constructs which allows 100% abstraction. So in interfaces we can have abstract methods and these abstract methods will be implemented by the classes. So this is how the interfaces concept is. And one thing to understand about interfaces is that after Java 7 there was some major changes to the interfaces. So interfaces was allowed static and default methods. So the default methods in an interface will be declared by using the default syntax. And in Java 9 there was another change in interfaces which allows private methods to be having in interfaces. So these new functionality provided like interfaces to have more compact structure, and it allows us to and allows interfaces to have its own methods, and we can write more good code based on interfaces. And one more thing to notice about interfaces is we have already seen it is interface keyword we have to provide to declare a particular interface. So now another thing it is meant to mention about interface is that an interface can extend any number of interfaces. So this is a very good feature which allows multiple inheritance in Java. So if a interface is there, it can extend any number of interfaces. So that means it can take its own other interfaces methods and it can extend the relationship. Now, next thing it is need to understand about interfaces is a class can have multiple implementations of multiple interfaces implemented. So a class can implement multiple interfaces, which means more than one interfaces we can provide an implementation in the particular class. So by that you will be able to have the type of the particular interface to be used with the class, and we will see with the practical example. At that time we will be able to understand. Now let us see the syntax of interfaces. So here is the syntax: interface keyword followed by public interface name, followed by the particular abstract method which is inside the interface. So interfaces are, as discussed, they will have private default and static methods also possible. So we will discuss about that in the practical for this session. So let us see the practical for this session. Now in this program we are going to see about interfaces in Java. So let us see the program. So I have an interface which is called as calculator interface. So how I created interface? This interface is right click on the package and create new interface, like that in Eclipse IDE. So like that I have created this particular interface. So this interface has some fields. You can give the field static field, or you can give, and you can have static members and private members, as well as the default methods inside the particular interface. That is possible. So to test it out I have printed these messages, and after that I have abstract methods also, multiply and add. These two methods are there for implementation by any other child in a class. So let us see the implementation of this particular interface. So here is a my calculator class which will implements. You can see implements particular interfaces. So like that we have to do the implementation of the particular class. So this is how we will implement an interface. And here we can see I had overridden the methods add and multiply to create its own implementation. If you don't provide implementation, it will throw a error. So we have to provide the implementation. If we implement a particular interface, we have to provide implementation of all the particular interfaces method abstract methods. We don't need to implement any default methods and all, that is already implemented in the interface. And after that I have created a separate method for the particular class also, so that we will be able to understand how this interface how we can create using interfaces. And here you can see In the main method of this program, we have created the reference variable for this will be of the type interface, and the object will be of a particular my calculator. Like that you can create interface of objects, objects of not interface, objects of the implementation of the particular interface. And here we can see I am calling the particular static and default and private methods of the particular interface, and it is getting invoked. And and after that I am creating an object of a particular class which implemented the interface my calculator, and that calculator class is calling its own with method which is accessible through only through that class object. You cannot access it using the interface reference variable, so you have to create the class object, that then only we will be able to access the particular function method. And this is how the program. Now let us see the output of this program. So here we can see the output scheme. So the particular in public, default and private methods are getting called, as well as the method from the my calculator class also is getting invoked. So this is how we will write interfaces in Java. So interfaces are, as we seen, can have public methods, private methods, private methods, public abstract methods, in default methods, and as well as static methods. So that is how the interfaces. Now let us see another program based on interface. Now let us see a program on interfaces with the abstract classes together. So in this example, there will be both the interfaces as well as abstract classes in the program. So let us start. So this program is having an interface which is phone interface. So phone interface has one single method make call. So that this is a abstract method, but we don't need to declare them abstract also. It will automatically will be abstract for in interface. Now let us see another interface which will extend this interface. So here you can see another interface which is smartphone, which extends the particular interface. So this interface, why like this, we this interface will call as the child interface of the phone interface. So like that the relationship will be. So we can extend any number of interfaces. Here I am extending one interface, but you can extend any number of interfaces. Then all the methods from that interfaces will be available for this particular interface also. And like here in this interface, I have a method called as send mail. So this will be an abstract method also. Now let us go for the next implementation of this pro example. So here we have Android phone. This is another this is an abstract class which will implement the particular child interface phone as a smartphone. So this smartphone is a child interface of phone, and this uh, Android phone is an abstract class which will implement the particular the interface. So like this also we can have a mixture of abstract class as well as interfaces together. And here you can see I am implementing the interfaces. And if you do make your class abstract, you don't need to provide the implementation of the all the interface methods. And like this also we can write code. And here in this have I have only one method which is video call. So let us see the implementation of all of these interfaces and abstract classes in the Vivo class. So this is the Vivo class which will ex- extend the abstract class. So if you have to write like this, you don't need to write implements. You have to write the extents of the particular abstract class, and like that we have to write. In Java only we can extend one class. We for interfaces we can extend any number of interfaces, and In this, I had provided the implementation of all the methods with some printout statements. So it will print the messages into the console. And after that, in the main method, I have provided with created the objects for the particular class, and I'm calling the particular methods each one by one to check whether how it is working. Let us see the output of this program. So here you can see the messages are printed correctly one by one, and that is it for this program. So in this program we are seeing about how we can use interfaces and abstract classes together to form a complex relationship. And in this lecture we are going through interfaces in Java. Interfaces are very cool key concept in Java, which allows us to have non-abstract abstraction feature in Java. So we please try out some more examples based on interfaces and learn more about interfaces. Thank you for watching the lecture. I will come back with another lecture.